Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Ask Clev and Dev, where you guys ask us your questions and we try to answer them as best as possible. Sorry that we haven't been doing these that often. We're trying to get Switch launched and trying to fix the bugs that came when Switch launched. So we've been busy with that, but now we're back to it and we're making another edition of this video. Insanity Blaze asks, will you be able to buy the Switch version as a physical copy? The answer is we're looking into it and we're trying to work with a partner to see if we can get that happening, but we don't want to promise anything yet because if we do and then we don't deliver, people will get mad. So we want to and we think so, but we'll see.
We're working on it. We can't say anything, but if you look at my face, maybe you'll see that I want to say yes, but I'm not allowed to. That's all I'll say about this. Foxtrot Knox asks, does extraterrestrial ice cream exist?
I'm going to say ask Ben because he knows.
Extraterrestrial ice cream. So what is this product we call ice cream? As you know, here in North America, just calling anything cream implies that your product has to answer to very strict standards from the dairy industry. So would ice cream created by extraterrestrials even be allowed to be called ice cream? I think that's not even possible. They would have to call it something else. So the answer is no. Only Earth ice cream can be called ice cream.
How do you come up with new traps? Asks SpookCarrot1.
Well, it's a pretty straightforward process. We mostly work from experience. So anything that we've ever gotten trapped inside of or otherwise, harmed by, we'll try to somehow include into the game. So any trap that you see in the game is something that we really encountered in real life.
So the trap creation process is not very standard. I guess people think of something that is cool and then try and mock it up or prototype it and then show it to the team. And if it's fun and interesting, then we work on it. Fabio came up with one of the traps by doing an animation before actually having it programmed. And on the other hand, there are some traps where they're programmed first and then the art is put in later. So it can really go either way.
Yeah, but for the most part, we try to find stuff that the game is missing in terms of game design, of course.
Schmatko asks,
Schmatko asks, do you often overwork? So the answer is, well, personally, no. I never overwork. I always make it a point to leave at exactly the time that I'm supposed to leave. But I don't want to point fingers or anything, but I have a few coworkers that don't really respect that rule, if you can call it a rule. But so recently what I've been doing is reminding everyone that 5:30 is what we call cool time. And so if you don't leave at cool time, you're not cool.
The answer, I think, is no. We try to make sure that we go home at an appropriate time, and we try to make sure we don't work weekends or nights or anything like that. And really the only time we had crazy crunch time was at the original launch of the game when it was just me, Kyler, and Alex working on it, and it was super terrible and awful, and we should never do that again, and we haven't. And that's the philosophy we try to keep.
Lovis asks, how about Ultimate Flappy Horse? Yeah, nah.
No. Schmatko asks to me, if you could become a hawk right away, who or what would be the first thing that you poop on?
So I actually don't know the context for that question, so it's pretty weird. If I became a hawk, that's probably not the first thing I would do. I have supervision, huge talons that can rip through anything. I could fly over mountains, so I probably wouldn't worry about that at all.
This, I think, is referring to one of the answers from one of the other videos we made where I said I would be a hawk if I could transform to any animal, and then I could poop on whatever I wanted. I don't know if I would have a first, do hawks really stop and think about who they're gonna poop on, or do they just let it go because they just can't? I don't know. Maybe I would see a car, I would find a car that cut off a biker or another car, and I would just poop on their window, right in front of the eyes of the driver. Just for fun.
MH4 asks, When can I expect a port of UCH to the new Nintendo 3DS? Honestly, after the pain of working on the Switch port, I can safely say that's never happening.
Probably never. Yep. Horse asks, do you like broccoli? Yes, I do like broccoli. I put broccoli in stir fries. I eat broccoli by itself. I eat broccoli with Caesar dressing. I am a fan of the broccoli. But fun fact, or not so fun fact, if you slow cook broccoli, it lets off this weird chemical and it smells really, really bad, and it kind of smells like old eggs and sulfur and death, and you should not do that. And that's my broccoli spiel.
Actually, I do like broccoli, but I did have one incident once where I was preparing broccoli, cutting it up into little pieces, and there was a maggot right in the middle of it. And so ever since that happened, I have to be extremely thorough. I cut it into really small pieces, and I inspect every last piece one after the other. And I can only recommend, if you ever buy frozen broccoli, also do that. Check, because there can be maggots in your broccoli.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Ask Clevin Dev, and feel free to let us know your questions on Discord or Twitter or Facebook or wherever else you contact us, and we'll do our best to answer them in a future video. Thank you. Bye.
See ya.